Welcome to Studio D, your daily dose of news and entertainment. I'm George Diaz, and coming up right now, imagine the shock when a museum discovered that it was in possession of a Rembrandt buried in their archives. Also, the impact of Barack Obama and his historical significance is already being evaluated. We've got all that and more right here on Studio D.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Warren Wright. A female French candidate running for president cuts a meeting short with an Islamic religious leader. She's ordered to wear a headscarf, so she left. Marine Le Pen refused to go into a meeting with Lebanon's Grand Mufti after his aides asked her to cover her head. French law bans headscarves in public service and for high school pupils. Le Pen is concerned by the way Christians in Middle Eastern countries are being persecuted and killed. She says the best way to protect minority Christians is to eradicate the Islamic State group preying on them, not to turn them into refugees. UPS trucks follow one simple rule, and it's saving them millions of gallons of gas because of it. They almost never take left-hand turns. The practice started decades ago before computers and GPS, and is now managed by a software that conjures the most efficient route for each truck. Left-hand turns are generally considered unsafe and wasteful. A left-hand turn is also less fuel efficient because your car is idling longer as you wait for oncoming traffic, which is also not good for your vehicle. This saves the company $300 to $400 million annually in fuels, wages, and vehicles running cost. What if you were in possession of an original Rembrandt work of art and didn't even know it? That was the case for one German art gallery. Known as the Braunschweig Terrier, the image is believed to date from around 1637 and has been in the museum's collection since 1770. The museum's curator of prints and drawings was first alerted to the error 2 years ago while cataloging the museum's 10,000 drawings for a digital archive. He quickly realized it was a mistake, and several other Rembrandt experts agreed. The drawing is to go back on display at the Herzog Anton Ulrich Museum in April.
Well, Viola Davis may have won every major award leading up to this year's Oscars for her moving performance in Fences, but she doesn't want to be called the favorite to win. During an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, she described the feeling of losing when you're the odds-on favorite to falling from a 100-story building. In 2012, she was nominated for a Best Actress Academy Award, and many thought she was a shoo-in to win, but it didn't happen. She lost to her good friend Meryl Streep. So this year, she's trying to keep her expectations low to avoid the fall. Angelina Jolie opened up publicly for the first time about how she's coping in the wake of the split from her estranged husband, Brad Pitt. During an interview with BBC to promote her new documentary, here's how she responded when the interviewer asked about Brad. Angelina stated she is putting her children first and said that in 5 years' time, she envisions herself spending time supporting them in the interesting things they'll be doing around the world.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. And talking now sports, we've been talking about DeMarcus Cousins and how he was recently traded from Sacramento to New Orleans. And Boogie, as he's known, had a sort of a farewell party back in Cali before leaving towards Louisiana. And he got a little choked up when he was thanking everyone. Let's take a look.
My love for this city will never change.
Love you, Boogie.
Love you, Boogie. My love for this city will never change. Even though I'm gone, it'll still be the same. I'm still looking out for these kids.
Cousins is only 26 years old, and he's played for the Kings for 7 years of his life, so it's understandable his reaction. However, I believe that this trade will benefit his career as a player. He's set to make $180 million when he signs a new contract. And speaking of blockbuster trades, there are strong rumors going around the NBA that the Boston Celtics, who are currently just 3 games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers, are in serious talks with the LA Clippers about possibly trading for the high flyer Blake Griffin. Griffin has been a key player for the Clips, but with the team failing to get over the hump for the past few years, I think that this may be a plausible trade.
Very interesting. Well, it is Black History Month, and all of us at Studio D would like to take a minute and reflect on the important roles Black men and women have had in building our great nation. Today, we honor America's 44th President, Barack Obama.
I believe we can keep the promise of our founding. The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
Powerful words. Born in Honolulu in 1961, Barack Obama went on to become president of the Harvard Law Review and a U.S. Senator representing Illinois. In 2008, he was elected president of the United States, becoming the very first African-American commander-in-chief. And I mean, I know that everyone can talk about all his political contributions, but you know, I think one of his biggest contributions, at least right now in our state and current state of affairs, is he's just a great husband. You know, I mean, there wasn't even a whisper of any wrongdoing in the White House, and you know, whatever people thought politically. And what a great dad, right?
Yeah.
And raised two beautiful girls who were respectful and kind. It's like that does not come by accident.
He's like the example of like the shining star that everybody wishes they could be.
What a
right?
real man
like,
is.
what did he like? He didn't do anything that was like questionable. That anybody was like, hey, you know, like. He even played basketball. He associated to like so many people. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Right, he's a super hard worker. I know there was a story with his ex-girlfriend, I guess from when he went to New York for the first time, and she was talking about, she wrote a diary the entire time they were dating, and she said in the diary, she kept writing like, how can someone his age already be so grown up and so mature?
Right.
So it's like, even when he was like a college kid, when you're supposed to be wild and crazy, he was already mature.
He was an
and,
old
like,
soul.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
I can see him. I could see him being that. We all have that one friend, right? That's like 13 going on 47.
Right.
he's probably like that.
Definitely him.
I have to ask you though, like, what went through your mind when he got elected?
For sure, had to be anything's possible, you know. The sky's the limit for sure.
Right.
Because that obviously had always been a ceiling, you know. We went through how many presidents? We never had an African American one, even though, you know, it's a major part of the population. So it was good to see. It was a proud
Very good
moment.
to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What can you imagine if you found a Rembrandt in your closet,
So
in your
cool.
catalog of artwork?
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually an art lover. So the fact that somebody had a Rembrandt and didn't know about it is absurd to me. Like
Absurd.
it's absurd. Indubitably. All right?
Please put on your ascot when you say absurd again.
Yeah. Absurd.
Okay.
I cannot believe it.
So Rembrandt, Prince, and George Michael.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very good.
It's shaping up to be a really classy.
And from now on, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. From now on, I'm always going to drive left.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
going to save hundreds of millions of dollars for myself when I drive
Just
left.
gonna drive in a circle and drop off packages too.
If you
I
drive left,
right.
you're going to be spending a lot of money.
I have dyslexia. I really do. So I always have to think right, left. Drive right.
The other left, Warren. The other one.
It's
True.
How come we don't know about, how come we didn't know about this before? I feel like they're saving that much money, right? We're here thinking that the only way we could save money is by like switching to Geico, but if you just take a right, you could save a ton of money.
All those right turns, you never have to wait.
Just plan it out. Plan your trip.
The gas stations are like, no way.
That's right. Coming up on Studio D, American Crime. I'm going to tell you more about that. Their story won top honors at the best show on television. More on what the show will focus on in the upcoming seasons. Also, why is this dog so special that people go out of their way to get this gas station? It's a Shell gas station. We're going to tell you all about that and so much more on Studio D.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right, we will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google Audible, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call for your free author submission kit at 1-800-425-1750.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Let's do those pearly whites, man.
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to try it?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy.
Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
All right, so I was looking at my next Netflix queue, and the O.J. Simpson story is on.
Yeah, it's up there.
So I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yeah, because I mean, it won everything, right? It won best show, best actor, best actress.
Yeah.
Sarah Paulson, she's so good.
And aren't you like, don't you feel at ease when you know that a show that you're about to start watching won all those awards?
Yes.
You're like, my time is not going to be wasted.
Right.
Right? Like, this is going to be good.
It's not
Our
gonna
time is
be-
valuable.
Yep. It's not going to be an episode of Shameless.
Right. Oh.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
There's
All
some
right.
episodes that at
So
the end
American
you're like,
Crime
what?
Story, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, was a huge hit for the FX network last year. And while season 2 and season 3 have been mapped out and are currently filming, we now know that they have what they have in store for season 4. It will focus on the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton White House sex scandal that gripped the nation in the late 90s. No word yet on casting, except that Sarah Paulson, who is awesome, who won an Emmy for her role as the O.J. prosecutor Marcia Clark in season 1, will be on board, but not as Hillary Clinton, according to producers. Season 2 will highlight the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, while season 3 will shine a light on the murder of fashion designer Gianni Versace. So I bet we're going to see a lot of that right there on Ocean Boulevard, where his mansion is. So we'll be seeing some television crews hanging around.
And that's super interesting that the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina is going to
So
be portrayed
political.
as a crime story, right?
Well, yeah, it is, right?
Because it kind of was a crime against humanity.
And there was all those political appointments that turned out to really, those people didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
Not only that, but now maybe with the Versace one, we could probably make a cameo. Since it's going to be on South Beach, we just happen to be there, you know, when they're filming, and we could be in the back like, hey,
Be some extras?
Yeah, exactly.
Good idea. Good idea.
Always thinking.
Well, guys, speaking of people making that crossover, my name is Senator Kid Rock. Believe it or not, it could become a reality. The Detroit party rocker and outspoken Republican is reportedly being persuaded by powerful GOP officials in the state of Michigan to run for a Senate seat in 2018. Not only that, but Ted Nugent, yet another right-wing rocker from the area, also known as the Motor City Madman, is talking about jumping into the race as well. Stranger things have happened. Stay tuned.
That's too much.
Yeah, right?
One.
One madman.
They're
and
going to cancel each other out.
Yeah.
And then some city councilman will just come up the middle.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're pretty popular.
What's next, right? Like Limp Bizkit as like Secretary of State, and then like Cisco as like the Interior, right?
I don't
Since
know.
with the thong song.
Kanye's running for president in 2020, so.
Yeah.
Well, bar's getting really low, guys.
Yeah, guys, it's like it's way down here.
Is it getting really low or is it getting really high?
It's
it's getting high. That's for sure.
Super. Sweet Home Alabama. That's gonna be like the theme song. Well, you know what? Meet Jarius Robertson, a self-professed New Orleans Saints superfan, and went the NBA All-Star Game in the Big Easy over the weekend. Jarius was everywhere thanks to his benefactor, Ellen DeGeneres. He even got to play in Friday night's Celebrity All-Star Game and took the floor in the fourth quarter.
Local product.
My, yes, please. Oh my God, I'm out of here. I'm out. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Drop the mic moment.
That is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Ellen DeGeneres sent him here for the weekend.
Well, Jarius was born with a liver disease that kept him on a respirator until just a few years back. He's actually 14 years old, but appears to be younger because of his disease. He's set to undergo a second transplant, but you can help him out by donating to his GoFundMe page. He's got game for sure.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I was watching the All-Star Game and all the festivities, and he was going around interviewing all the players, and the things that he would say to the players were hysterical.
He's got a mouth on him.
Yeah. He made fun of DeAndre Jordan, who can't shoot free throws. He's like, I can shoot free throws better than you. And he just starts laughing, and the entire crowd was just laughing. And he's there with like a serious face, and he walks away. He's like, I can't.
He's like, I'm a member of the press. Thank you.
Mic drop. I'm out.
Drop the mic. Cool.
I love it.
All right. Well, there's an attendant at a gas station in Brazil that really puts a lot of hours into his job. In fact, you could say that he's been working like a dog. After buying the Shell station as it was under construction 2 years back, the owner found a small, frightened little dog that had been left behind there. She and her partner decided to not only adopt the puppy, but put him to work. He serves as the store's official greeter, and they say that he's so popular that some customers even bring him toys. Isn't it nice to be rewarded for a job well done? Look at that sweet puppy.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Like, do you want your windshield washed? No problem. I got my tongue. I'll do that.
Who's a good boy, right? That's like the main question they ask when they walk in. Who's a good boy?
Cutie. It's hard to believe that comedy heavyweights Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler have never teamed up in a movie. Until now, that is. The SNL alums star in The House as a married couple who open an underground casino to pay for their daughter's college tuition. Check this out.
Your mother and I will be working late every night.
I just can't help but feel like you're lying.
We love you so much. We're so proud of you. But you need to shut up.
What did you just say?
It's so hard being a parent.
Funny stuff. The House opens June 30th, and we can't wait.
Seriously, like, what is your funniest Will Ferrell skit or movie? To me, I think The Cheerleader is just hilarious.
It's so good, right?
Ron Burgundy, for sure. Great character.
Ron Burgundy? Yeah, that has to be one of our favorites, right?
George, real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, coming up on Studio D, on this day in history, the miracle on ice, the whole story of what went down at the Olympics. Also, she's been famous almost as long as she's been alive. And today is her birthday. More on how old the Santa Clarita Diet star is, along with your other favorite actors and singers. Up to more on Studio D.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Hi, I'm George Foreman. People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can provide patent referrals and submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-334-9146. That's 1-800-334-9146.
All right, who likes to watch the Olympics?
This guy.
Yeah. Winter or summer?
Summer, duh.
Summer.
Really?
Okay.
I enjoy Winter Olympics since we don't have that here in Miami.
Yeah,
so
I do
enjoy
too.
watching
I like it
this.
a lot too.
Yeah.
All right, well, you might like this story then. On this day in 1980, one of the most dramatic upsets in Olympic history happened. Let's take a look at the Miracle on Ice.
Ramsey, the Letonov gets checked by Ramsey. McClanahan is there. The puck is still loose. 11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
All right, the underdog U.S. hockey team, made up of just college kids, defeats the 4-time defending gold medal winning Soviet team at the 13th Olympic Winter Games in Lake Placid, New York. The Soviet squad, previously regarded as the finest in the world, fell to the youthful American team 4-3 before a frenzied crowd of 10,000 spectators. 2 days later, the Americans defeated Finland 4-2 to clinch the hockey gold. I remember when the goalie had the flag wrapped around him when they got up on the podium, and they, I remember all those pictures. Yeah. Very iconic.
Talk about home team advantage. I mean, they crushed it.
Well, yeah, they did. Yeah.
That gave me goosebumps just watching it right now. And I'm a little bit of a hockey fan. I like the Florida Panthers. So, watching that, I was just like, wow, that's so amazing. And hockey is one of those sports that could change very quickly. So that score is not much of a lead at all. It's not like in soccer that you could just hold the ball. They could score in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was even till the last second, it was still tense. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So,
yeah. Good stuff. All right. Well, also on this day, a star was born. We are taking a look at celebrity birthdays. We first saw her as a little girl with an extraterrestrial. Actress Drew Barrymore turns 42 years old. The free-spirited actress gained fame for her roles in E.T. and Charlie's Angels. Her other film credits include Scream and Never Been Kissed. Do you remember that movie, Never Been Kissed? That was cute.
Yeah.
That was
I
really
remember
sweet.
E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I mean, she pretty much stole the show, right?
In that picture, there's no way she's 42. That's.
She looks good, right?
Yeah.
50 is the new 20.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about that?
I don't know about 20.
Maybe 20. I was like, that's like a 30.
Because I'm going towards that. I have a while, but I just want to put that out there now.
I think we all are.
So everyone can get ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're all good with that, right? Well, yeah, I'm surprised that she looks that good because she partied a lot, right? So she had a life.
She did.
Let's be real.
She had a life.
She was hydrating, though.
Yeah,
obviously.
she looks great. I wonder what she did. Well, you know what? Also, another celebrity that's celebrating his birthday is singer James Blunt, who is 43 years old. The British singer, whose debut album featured the song You're Beautiful, earned him a Grammy nomination. And that's exactly how that song sounded.
Pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good song. And actually, I gotta say it, during one of our trips, we didn't have an aux cord, so we couldn't hook up anything, and the only thing that was inside the rental that we got was the James Blunt CD.
Wow.
So we had to listen to it, and it was good.
Now you're a fan.
I gotta say.
Every track.
It was great.
So it was
all the tracks.
You were forced, but it worked out fine.
Yeah, it worked out great.
It was a blessing in disguise.
He gained a fan.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, TV personality and fashion guru Clinton Kelly is 48 years old. Before joining ABC's daytime show, The Chew, he was co-host of the TV reality program, What Not to Wear.
Oh man,
And he's another one. These people found the fountain of youth. What's going on?
Right? Either whoever's taking those pictures is like, you know, like on point right now.
You think it's the filters?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, you never know.
They're just living life, and they love what they're doing, and they're very happy. You know, joy makes you youthful, right?
Exactly. Do what you love. And with millions of homeless pets in the United States, it's hard not to think of a good reason not to adopt. And adopting a pet from a shelter or a rescue group is the best way to go. Studio D's Pet of the Day goes to Yoda, a 2-month-old Lilac Point Siamese. Wow. He likes to snuggle and likes to be carried around. He also enjoys the company of other animals, but is also able to entertain himself. He enjoys feather toys, napping, and Yoda will make a great addition to any cat-loving family. Yoda is available for adoption now at the Glendale Humane Society in Los Angeles.
So cute.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of like me. Enjoys cuddling, can be with others, and also likes time alone.
Do you have a little collar like that?
No, I should get one. I can get a choker like Matt Lauer had.
I am 100% convinced that cats, and dogs as well, they all have their own like personalities.
Sure,
and they're born like a certain way.
Right.
Because our cat was, when she was born, like we would all play around, you know, carry her and stuff. And once she got older, she was like,
none of that.
You know, no way. And then we had another cat that was exactly the same way. We raised her exactly the same way, and is like loves everybody.
Okay.
Could
like
be carried by anybody. Yeah, and there was no like, it was the same thing. So we're just like,
Was it
what's
nature
wrong with
versus
you?
nurture?
Yeah, maybe, right? Or who knows?
Genetics.
Yeah.
Some kitties just have a low threshold.
I don't like it. Let people.
All right, coming up on Studio D, isn't it romantic? A proposal inside a chicken McNugget box? We'll have the bride's reaction. Plus, the driver of a Tesla sacrifices his car for someone else's life. The owner of the company is paying for all the repairs. More on what he did that was so heroic. Coming up on Studio D when we return.
It's a fact. Millions of Americans are currently faced with the rising cost of home repair bills. If this is you or someone you know, we have important information that could save you thousands. Affordable home warranty coverage is available that provides protection that costs less and is customized to fit your needs. For example, it costs over $400 to repair the electrical in your home. With a home warranty, 100% of the repair cost is covered. It can cost over $580 to repair a water heater in your home. With a home warranty, 100% is covered. To replace an air conditioning unit, it can cost up to $2,000 or more. With a home warranty, 100% is covered. Call Champion Home Warranty for a free quote. There's no credit check and everyone is guaranteed approval. The call and consultation are free. Don't wait. Make the call now. Call 800-555-1212.
Are you a Christian author with a book ready to share with the world but need a publisher? You're not alone. Christian Faith Publishing cuts through the confusion. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your book in hard copy and ebook formats. We'll get your book into bookstores now. That's right. We'll place your book for sale at all major mainstream booksellers like Amazon, Apple, Google, and Barnes & Noble, as well as at specialty Christian bookstores, offering it to millions. We'll handle all of the complicated issues like copyright, barcodes, digital conversions, and more. If your book is accepted for publication by us, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting, cover design, publicity, and production of your commercial, Christian Faith Publishing cuts through the confusion. We do it all.
Call for your free author submission kit at 1-800-566-0814. That's 1-800-566-0814. Call now.
And now I help people find discounts like Paperless, Multi-Car, and Safe Driver that help them save on their car insurance. Any questions? Yeah.
How do you go to the bathroom?
Great. Any insurance-related questions? Mm-hmm.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I'm actually focusing on my career right now, saving people nearly $600 when they switch. So...
Where's your belly button?
I've got to start booking better gigs.
Attention! This is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you loved one suffered serious health complications from an IVC filter that moved or fractured, call the Sentinel Group today. Call 1-800-555-1212.
Welcome to Studio D, your daily dose of news and entertainment. I'm George Diaz, and coming up right now, Prince Harry is ready to take over more responsibilities as the Queen winds down her duties to the crown. And would you want McDonald's to cater your wedding? It's a real possibility for this one bride. We'll explain. We've got all that and more right here on Studio D.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Warren Wright. Authorities in Missouri are investigating after dozens of headstones were tipped over at a Jewish cemetery near St. Louis. The cemetery opened in 1893. The Missouri governor posted a statement on Facebook calling the vandalism, quote, despicable and a cowardly act. Meanwhile, a wave of bomb threats across the country were systematically aimed at 11 different Jewish community centers. It forced the evacuation of several daycare facilities. And first daughter Ivanka Trump took to Twitter. She stated, "America is a nation built on the principles of religious tolerance. We must protect our house of worship and religious centers." Few people would willingly crash their $71,000 Tesla, but that's exactly what happened when one man did in order to save a stranger's life. 41-year-old Manfred Kick was driving his Tesla Model S along Germany's Autobahn when he saw a Volkswagen Passat begin to swerve repeatedly into a metal guardrail. That's when Kick decided to risk his own life in order to help the unknown driver. He pulled in front of the swerving Passat, using the weight of his vehicle to slow the other while steadily applying the brakes until both cars came to a stop. When firefighters and rescue teams arrived, they found the other driver unconscious and possibly the victim of a stroke. Kick's car suffered thousands of dollars in damage, but car maker Elon Musk says that kind of bravery deserves a reward and is paying for the car to be repaired. Well, if you tend to swoon over grand romantic gestures, you might like this story. An Illinois man proposes with a ring inside a Chicken McNuggets box. The woman opened her McDonald's order to find a nugget that won't go well with honey mustard. Well, the groom explained his girlfriend of 2 years has devoted her life to Chicken McNuggets, so he figured that had to be part of the engagement. Prince Charming struck the diamond ring in a chicken nugget and wrote, "Will you marry me, McMarry me," inside the box, and she said yes. They plan to get married next year, and McDonald's has offered to cater the wedding. Nice. They've offered.
I'd take that.
Alrighty then. Looks like Paris Hilton has a new bae in her life. Paris and Leftovers star Chris Zylka made their Instagram debut after celebrating the Hilton 36th birthday together in New York City. The former reality TV star and socialite sure had fans talking when she called Chris her Valentine in a series of lovey-dovey snapshots shared on Instagram and Twitter. Since then, the pair have been spotted out and about. Well. Prince Harry made a surprise visit to the England National Rugby Union's team open training session in London. The Prince is a longtime fan of the team and avid rugby player. He was recently named the group's new royal patron, taking over from grandmother Queen Elizabeth II, who stepped down from the role in 2016 after more than 60 years.
Well, you know what? From rugby, we're going to move on to the other football, the NFL, where the trades are starting to come in. The first big move that has been made in this offseason is from my Miami Dolphins, who have traded ex-Pro Bowl offensive tackle Brandon Albert for tight end Julius Thomas. Thomas is reunited now with now head coach Adam Gase, who was the offensive coordinator in Denver a few years back. Julius was a standout for the Broncos, but then again, he had Peyton Manning throwing to him. And when he played for the Jags, he wasn't much of a factor at all. But the Dolphins hope that he can become a force once again and connect with Ryan Tannehill the way Jarvis Landry has. And in basketball, the LA Lakers have named one of their very own legends and one of the president of basketball operations for the Los Angeles team. Mitch Kupchak and Jim Buss are relieved of their duties and will be replaced by Johnson, who had a very long and fruitful career with the organization. The Magic have Magic's rapid ascension has been attributed to his statements in a recent interview where he said that he wanted to call the shots. So that's pretty good. He says he wants to call the shots, and then he gets offered a position as the president of basketball operations.
He's using the secret. And speaking of powerhouse African Americans in sports, it is Black History Month, and all of us at Studio D would like to take a minute and reflect on the important roles Black men and women have had in building our great nation. Today, we honor Jim Brown, a brutal and at the time brilliant runner. Brown became one of the greatest football players of all time, but he had ambitions greater than football. Brown used his athletic brilliance to launch a movie career, becoming Hollywood's first Black action hero, culminating in a scandalous love scene with America's sweetheart, Raquel Welch. He leveraged his popularity into helping the NFL's Black players and becoming a civil rights activist.
Wow, a real
He's like-
groundbreaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I gotta say, like, Jim Brown was amazing. He actually played for the Cleveland Browns, which is funny, and that was the last time they were good. Like, that was the last time that team was actually good, back in 1964 when he won a championship with them, and he was actually 9-time
You just
Pro Bowler.
stabbed so many people in the heart.
Yeah, I had to. Sorry, guys. The Dolphins aren't doing good, so neither is your team. So-
Misery loves company.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's exactly.
So what did you guys think of the guy with the Tesla?
Oh man,
seeing someone who wasn't driving erratically, and he used his car to slow him down.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
That's really scary, but crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy cool.
Obviously, you know, he's a Tesla driver. He cares about the environment.
There you go.
So maybe he cares
And-
about humanity as well.
and
you know,
his
there's
name is
that.
Kick.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Kick. Did
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
like just glaze over that fact? Like that. He's a groundbreaker.
He
Guy's
has
a
a cool-
pioneer. It's a guy's name is.
He has a cool name. And
His
he
name
drives
is a
Tesla.
verb, right? So it's like get out and do stuff, you know.
If you could change your name to a verb, what would it be?
And why?
Man, it could be jump, swim, you
Right,
know,
right,
like
right.
What's another one? Fall. That's funny. Fall's
Crush.
cool. Sweat. Sweat is kind of weird. Oh,
Kind of gross.
is that the name of Ivanka Trump's perfume?
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
It's just Ivanka.
Okay,
It's
got
just
it.
Ivanka.
Got it.
Crush.
Ivanka's.
So
Chicken
what do you,
McNugget?
I mean, the idea of the whole
It's not
idea
a
of a
verb,
chicken McNugget with a wedding ring,
Mm.
would you be like all excited about
Warren, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
You know what? Like,
No word yet
Yes,
if
I
Ronald
would.
McDonald is
I would.
officiating.
Any ring anywhere is great. I love jewelry. So chicken McNugget, apple,
Okay.
bag of chips,
I
wherever.
have to say, I would not have considered that as a good game plan.
No way.
But you know what? She loves chicken McNuggets, and he was like trying to make her happy.
That's what it's about,
So-
knowing knowing your
Yeah.
audience.
exactly. You know what? Like, whatever girl I get engaged to, I am not hiding any ring in the food because if she's engaged to me, then she's gonna eat it before she even looks at it.
Okay, well, coming up on Studio D, beam me up, Scotty. Star Trek fans act out an episode while on a busy London train. More on what the commuters/audience thought about that. And don't make this jewelry store owner angry. He'll come after you. More on why he's chasing these guys down the street. All that and much more when Studio D returns.
Everybody has a flashlight, but can your flashlight do this? The Bell & Howell Tactical Flashlight can. The Bell & Howell Tac Light can do things no ordinary flashlight can do. Look, this civilian flashlight puts out pathetic light, but our military-grade Tac Light, that's 22 times as bright. It's so bright, it can be seen up to 2 nautical miles away. Only a Tac Light has a super bright strobe that can stun and disorient would-be attackers. A car battery will stop working in sub-zero temperatures, but even getting frozen in a block of ice couldn't make our Tac Light stop working. It's tough enough to survive getting run over by a Humvee. Try that with a regular flashlight.
You can get a Bell & Howell Tac Light complete with a lifetime guarantee for just $19.99 plus free shipping. And while supplies last, you can even get a second one. Just pay a separate fee.
To order, call 1-800-319-6679. That's 1-800-319-6679, or go to tritaclight.com.
Cleaning the tub is a back-breaking chore. There has to be an easier way. Introducing the all-new Hurricane Spin Scrubber, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrub brush that cleans faster and easier. Even these dirty old tiles are no match for Spin Scrubber. Sparkly and clean every time. The incredible torque can bust through any caked-on crud with ease. So forget bending and straining to clean the tub, because you'll get this extension pole free. Now reach down into the tub to power away stains. You'll also get this free Soft Flex cone brush that fits perfectly into corners. Plus, we'll include this extra large flat brush free. Use it to bust through dirt on the shower floor. You'll also get this handy storage bag. Get your Hurricane Spin Scrubber today for just $39.99. But hold everything. Call right now and you can get a second set. Just pay separate fee. Plus, get your shipping absolutely free. Order now.
Call 1-800-291-3365 to get your Hurricane Spin Scrubber. Call now or go to spinscrubber.com. So call 1-800-291-3365. That's 1-800-291-3365. Call now.
All right. Okay, we know he loves his kitties. You?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You guys will like this then. SWAT Cat, the much-loved unofficial mascot of a Boston police unit, is moving to some new upscale digs. This is pretty cool. His fellow officers have built her a fancy cat condo that is equipped with a studio interior layout, a deck and glass door. SWAT Cat has been a part of the force since 2013 when they found her on the police premises, and she hasn't left since. So there they are, bringing it in for her, bringing in a big new luxury condo.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So I know, George, now you want to leave Studio D and become a cop in Boston.
I'm going to become a cop in Boston, a SWAT team member in Boston, because that's. And there was actually a show named SWAT Cats.
You were telling me about this, and I'm like, I literally do not remember this.
It was on Cartoon Network. I don't think it was very good because apparently nobody knows what it is.
But you loved it.
But I thought it was great.
You were the only one that watched it.
Yeah, that happens a lot actually. Well, you know what? Speaking of good shows, a group of sci-fi enthusiasts in London thought that they would brighten up everyone's afternoon commute by performing a live production of an episode of Star Trek, complete with uniforms and all, while on board a city train.
Hey, Chipotle. I had the dream again last night, guys.
So sorry to hear that, Captain.
The lizard woman? Yes, the lizard woman. Doesn't even make sense. Reptiles don't even have mammary glands.
Sir, it would appear that there's an unidentified object on my radar.
Is it love?
No, Captain. Sensors indicate it is far, far larger than that.
So it's not love?
No, Chipotle.
Well, they're having a good time, but a few riders seemed a bit confused as to what's going on. I'm guessing that their phasers were set to stunned. Right? What would you guys think if somebody walked in and did that, like on your train?
I would want to jump right in.
Yeah, right?
I'd be like, beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, I would definitely get in on the action.
You'd want to be the sexy alien who makes out with Kirk.
For sure.
For sure.
People poop. What's going on, guys? Well, you know what? A radio host in England has been forced to apologize for suggesting that Santa Claus isn't real. A lot of very upset listeners took to Twitter following his initial comments, saying that their children had been listening. And the host issued a retraction, borrowing a phrase from President Trump. He deemed the report to have been fake news.
Oh, okay, good.
That's one upside of the whole fake news movement, right? You could
Santa is real. Let's just get this out there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Definitely real.
Santa is real.
Loves cookies.
He just
Loves
passed
cookies.
away in the 1800s, right? But he was real. St. Nicholas.
Oh, well, okay. I don't know what you're talking about. We're
Okay.
talking about Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is real, and he loves cookies and milk.
She didn't mean that,
okay.
guys.
My bad.
Santa Claus.
Fake news. The cherry trees are blooming early in this Japanese town, and they are absolutely gorgeous. The trees typically bloom in late March around the country, with the exception of this town, just hours away from Tokyo. Not only that, but they have some 8,000 of them. They hold an annual festival to commemorate the blooming of the trees that attracts over 1 million people every year. It runs through March 10th, so theoretically, you can still make it. Take some pictures for us.
One of the things I really want to do is go to Washington, D.C. when the cherry blossoms are blooming. Yeah, you see pictures and it looks amazing, But you know, it's like, how do you time it?
But to be there.
The foliage, right? Like everybody's out there like.
I gotta check my farmer's almanac.
And what about just even traveling to like Japan or Hong Kong or one of these places to like visit one of these spots would be like amazing too.
Well, we could try to get there early this year because it's unseasonably warm.
That's right.
So they're supposed to bloom early in DC, so we can make that a group
We'll figure
trip.
that out. Let's do it. Again, we'll check our farmer's almanac.
Mhm.
All right, we'll talk about defending what's yours. Check out this heroic Brooklyn jewelry store owner as he forcibly chases these masked robbers out of his business. He's throwing at any item he can find right at the robbers until they run outside. He was upstairs when he heard screaming and found they had already put a bag over the head of a female employee. And that's when he sprung into action. The two men are still at large, but he just, was that like a plank, a board he was like following out there with?
Yeah.
Good for him, from a jewelry cabinet. I guess he just whipped it out and said, all right, I'll chase you guys down.
Yeah.
So they were doing a lot of damage, but yes, he come after them. Good for him.
Yeah, right.
Right?
That's dangerous, but he's a hero. So, you know, it's one of those catch-22s.
So they didn't find him.
Would you
Not
do
yet.
it? If you see somebody like doing something
Probably
bad
not,
like that?
because they always say they ask you not to.
Yeah.
You know, they ask you to be careful and save your life. But you know, you never know what you're going to do when you're really mad.
Yeah, you never know.
And like they were putting the bag over one of the women in his office. So yeah, he was more than a little frustrated.
Just think about like the news anchor like reporting afterwards, like, and you're there like, I didn't know, you know, I just like I was blinded by it. I jumped on the guy, and you know, I took back all the jewelry and stuff, so nothing happened, you know. And I think that would be cool.
It's like that show Snapped.
Yeah, yeah,
don't know
exactly.
what's gonna
right?
happen
You
in
could
the
end
heat
up
of
out
the
there.
Coming up on Studio D, Sue-Ann is legally speaking some much needed advice and see which new mom made our list of Woman Crush Wednesday. All that and much more when Studio D returns on a Toda.
Do you worry about your mom or dad living alone? I know I did. Hi, I'm Joan London, and there's a free service you need to know about. It's called A Place for Mom. They're the nation's largest senior living referral service, and they can help you find the right senior care fast.
Mom and Dad, we found this place. It's great. You can afford it. You're going to love it. Let's go look at it.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. Believe me, I know, I've been there. Finding senior care for a parent can be difficult, but now there's a place for answers, a place for mom.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now at 1-800-230-2649. That's 1-800-230-2649. Again, 1-800-230-2649.
Everyone, Sue-Ann Robinson, attorney at law with Legally Speaking. Off the top, William Shatner scores a victory in court, while Lance Armstrong is still on the hook. And Marcus Johnson learns what happens when you wait too long to sue. Plus, the Can I Sue question from my inbox. Let's get right into it. Peter Shatner is on a mission to get William Shatner's coins. Peter, who was born Peter Sloan, filed a lawsuit in Florida for $170 million, claiming the Star Trek actor William Shatner is his father. Pro se. That's the word of the day, folks. Peter represented himself in the lawsuit. He wanted Shatner to take a paternity test and asked for $170 million from the movie star. The case was dismissed. The judge felt that Peter didn't have enough to base his case on. Just some rambling, some old interviews, and supposedly transcripts from a conversation he had with William Shatner, alleging that he was his father. Live long and prosper, William Shatner. Live long and prosper. Lance Armstrong is still dealing with the fallout from his doping scandal. The $100 million lawsuit filed by his former teammate Floyd Landis and the U.S. Postal Service is moving forward. Armstrong's lawyers are claiming despite the cheating, the media exposure the Postal Service received from their sponsorship topped $100 million, which was far more than what they paid. The post office is claiming the doping scandal tainted the agency's reputation. Talk about going postal. In 2014, TMZ mixed up rapper Marcus Johnson, aka Andre Rocks, of the Wu-Tang affiliate group, with Andre Johnson, who cut off his penis and attempted to commit suicide. The false news spread like wildfire and made its way all across the pond to London-based Daily Mail. Marcus filed a lawsuit against TMZ for libel. Unfortunately, the case was thrown out because he filed it 1 year too late. Pennsylvania has a 1-year statute of limitations for cases like this. Co-counsel, you don't wait to file your lawsuit. Now, the can I sue question from my inbox. My 6-year-old son was scratched on his face by another kid at daycare. This happened 2 years ago, and now my son has a scar under his left eye. We want to do plastic surgery to get the scar removed because my son is a professional model and he's receiving less bookings because of the scar. I want the daycare to pay because it was their fault my son got a scar on his face. Can I sue the daycare for the cost of my son's plastic surgery? Absolutely not. I'm sorry, but you just don't have a case. Boys will be boys. And if a daycare employee had injured your son, then maybe you would have a case. Remember, folks, it's not legal advice. I'm just saying. Co-counsel, if you have a Can I Sue question you would like me to answer on the show, hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Not Just a Lawyer. This is Sue Ann Robinson with Legally Speaking. See you next time.
Well, what do you think about that? The William Shatner thing?
I mean, if I went up to my dad and said, you need to give me money, yeah, that wouldn't go over too well.
176 million to be exact?
Right. Here's what I was thinking of, Pops.
Yeah, the last thing I would get is money, right? Well, you know what? It's hashtag Hump Day, and that means it is Woman Crush Wednesday. My Woman Crush Wednesday goes out to Kate Hudson. Besides the fact that I think she's very beautiful, the Deepwater Horizon star has been rumored to be one of Brad Pitt's new love interests. And she's also currently working on a movie named Marshall that is based on Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall. And she looks great in a bikini. So.
All right, so since it's Black History Month is even more important, my woman crush is Gwen Ifill. Even though she just passed away, her impact on journalism is still profoundly being felt across all the spectrums of our community. She was an award-winning journalist developing her craft in a time of deep racial divide from the 1970s onward, and she always handled herself with grace and humor, and all the while asking the tough questions that had earned her the respect of her peers. She is and always will be a classic, and that sets the bar very high for all of us. All right, we're going to be right back with more news and some good all sorts of information right here on Studio D.
For more than 30 years, Papa Brown has been crafting his signature homemade barbecue sauce for his family and friends to enjoy and become addicted. Now your family and friends can enjoy as Papa Brown offers his deliciously addictive homemade barbecue sauce and seasonings to you. All natural, gluten-free, crafted homemade. So start a brand new tradition with your family and friends today with Papa Brown's barbecue sauce.
Everybody has a flashlight, but can your flashlight do this? The Bell & Howell Tactical Flashlight can. The Bell & Howell Tac Light can do things no ordinary flashlight can do. Look, this civilian flashlight puts out pathetic light, but our military-grade Tac Light, that's 22 times as bright. It's so bright, it can be seen up to 2 nautical miles away. Only a Tac Light has a super bright strobe that can stun and disorient would-be attackers. A car battery will stop working in sub-zero temperatures, but even getting frozen in a block of ice couldn't make our Tac Light stop working. It's tough enough to survive getting run over by a Humvee. Try that with a regular flashlight.
you can get a Bell & Howell tack light complete with a lifetime guarantee for just $19.99 plus free shipping. And while supplies last, you can even get a second one. Just pay a separate fee.
To order, call 1-800-319-6679. That's 1-800-319-6679, or go to tritech.com.
Okay, we are taking it to the small screen and playing a game called TV Romances. I'll give you the clues of these classic TV couples that are always left viewers wanting more. Here we go, and the TV romance is, all right, you ready?
Let's do it.
This fairy tale couple met while working together in Scranton, Ohio. He was selling more than paper when trying to catch her eye while he was playing practical jokes on Office Mates, Dwight's shirt. She's an aspiring artist who spent her days answering the phone. Thank you for calling Dunder Mifflin. Who is this TV romance?
I know.
it's The Office, but I don't know their names.
Jim and Pam.
Oh.
Everybody loves them.
Very good.
Yeah, there were some
Couple
obstacles
goals.
in the
Hashtag
way of
goals.
these two getting together, like Pam's engagement, but the slow burn of their inter-office crush, marked by inside jokes and pranks, made their union all the more squeal-worthy. Now they're married with a baby, it's clear that Jam is as sweet as ever. You like that, huh?
Jam.
Jam.
That was so good.
All right, well, this next TV romance had viewers saying TGIT. She inspired women across the country and the world to get her haircut, and they actually named the haircut after her character's name. This character's name is the name of a big box clothing store, the guy, that is, and every episode they would hang out at a coffee shop near Central Park. Who is this TV romance?
Oh, man. I was going to say Peggy and Al Bundy, but I know it's not.
They hang out at a coffee shop, New York City,
the Central Park. Oh, come on, guys. That has to be the...
She had a haircut.
Yeah, Rachel and Ross.
There you go.
Yeah,
Ding, 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 ding,
Central
ding.
Park.
Ross and Rachel from Friends is probably the most iconic TV couple in recent memory. Ross and Rachel brought the laughs, tears, and delivered the famous "We were on a break" line over a 10-year span.
We were on a break. That's like the best line. They actually did use it for like years. That's just like one.
All right, and finally, this TV romance goes back to the 1950s, the days before color TV. She was a stay-at-home wife while he was a nightclub singer with Latin rhythms. They were comedic geniuses together. They were married in real life and had their own production company. Who is this iconic TV couple?
Is it Lucy and Ricky?
Desilu Production.
Yeah.
That's right. Arguably the first super couple of TV. The kooky Ricky and Lucy were all the more irresistible thanks to Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's real-life marriage. The two even incorporated Ball's pregnancy into the show. Ball and her TV alter ego gave birth on the same day.
Lucy, you got some splaining to do. That was like the best line.
Did your parents like that show?
Yeah. I actually used to watch it a lot. When I would get home from school, it was on in black and white. And we were like, well, I guess the TV doesn't have color. But it worked.
Power of deductive reasoning.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, well, from all of us at Studio D, thank you for spending the last hour with us. For most of you, we have another fun-filled hour. For everyone else, this is where we say goodbye. In the meantime, you can find all these stories and more at StudioDtelevision.com. Join the conversation at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Studio D Show. Send us your comments, videos, and share us with your friends.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer. after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. Multiple studies show that women who have long-term use of talcum powder in products such as baby powder or feminine hygiene can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today. You may be entitled to substantial compensation. The consultation is free, and you'll pay nothing unless there is a recovery in your favor. So if you or a loved one used talcum powder-based products before being diagnosed with or died from ovarian cancer, make the call today. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212.